Guess who's back?
You're now listening to Unapologetic, the podcast, with your two hosts, Trey and Reg, discussing any and everything unfiltered.
Set a lot of this stuff off, but yeah, y'all should go ahead and check it out. What's good, everybody? You know the vibes. Back at you with another episode on Unapologetic, the podcast. This is episode, I think it's 55. It's just me here by myself again. Dre's still handling the business, but he's here with us in spirit. Shout out to Dre. Love you, my guy. But I have the lovely Cherie and Nisha with me today. I have a woman co-host show, so kind of interested in this one. We're gonna talk some good stuff today. How are you ladies doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for asking. Nisha is well. Both of y'all are returning guests, so we all are like kind of like unapologetic alumni. But I will start with you, Nisha, since you haven't been on in a while. What's been up with you since you last was on? It's been months.
It has. It's been a while.
And you had a lot going on now.
I do. Of course, I started a soap business.
Mm-hmm.
So we are up and running. I have a restock, 9/11. Y'all please
The
check it
11th.
out
Mm-hmm.
at Shay and Silk, www.shayandsilk.com. And that is 1A, not 2. But
Go ahead, plug everything. Go ahead, promote yourself.
Other than that, nothing. My baby is graduate. My young lady, she's a senior this year. I just been it's been crazy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Still working, still dealing with these COVID patients. It is what it is. I'm trying to take one day at a time.
That's good. So, last episode you was on, me and Dre was telling you to start the soap business. If you don't remember, we was telling you that.
I was ready.
Finally,
I just didn't have. I sat on that website forever.
Yes, and so now that you started and you felt like you sat on the website, you probably could have started and perfected the website as you moved along, right? Did I not say that though?
So I will say this. Through it all, my support has been, whether it's been close friends or, people I speak to occasionally, my support has been awesome. Like really, really awesome.
Minus the haters, right?
Right.
Minus some soap bay haters, right?
Right.
We're not gonna get into that. But anyway, I'm glad to hear that you started the business. We're gonna get you to plug everything again. And I want to get some soap, but I'm sticking to the shit that ain't been fucking my skin. I'm not saying your stuff will, but I'm still traumatized. I'm still traumatized.
Free of charge. Send me the Addy. I'm going to send you some of my double butter. No fragrance, no colorant. It's just pure liquid gold, mango butter, shea butter, and cocoa butter, and see what it does.
See, with all those different butters you just sold me, because that's the only, look, I don't even use regular lotion no more. I done went to the African store, got the pure shea, and I be rubbing that shit on me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like.
So you need something that's unscented and pure.
Okay. So I'll send you the address, and I'm still gonna pay. You're not gonna send me nothing for free. No. Well, I'm gonna send you something then. I'm gonna send you something.
I give you product, you use product, you promote product.
Absolutely. But listen, I'm still promoting you off of the samples you sent me months ago. I still post you. You might listen. I promote my friends regardless. I promote all y'all. But Miss Cherie, what's good with you? You was just on last week. I mean,
yeah.
Anything new with you in this last week or so? Nothing.
Nothing new.
You got any DMs, any messages like, hey, I see you on YouTube, I heard you talking. Hey, let's talk about what y'all said. Anything?
It's been a couple. People are like, hey, let's talk about this, or what do you think about this, going into some of the topics that we talked about. But other than that, me just in boring Washington here.
And Washington is boring.
And,
It is
enjoying my
definitely
last
Washington
day.
State.
Yes,
yes.
unfortunately.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
definitely not Chocolate City. It's definitely not Chocolate City. Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Washington State. Enjoying my last day of teleworking before I
Mm.
physically go back into work. So yeah.
Aw.
So, Nisha, correct me if I'm wrong. Your daughter's about to be an Aggie?
She's considering being an Aggie or a Ram.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So her first choice is it changes, teenager.
Well, you
So,
got to say your prayers. You go to A&T.
right.
So
at first
you
I
better
kept
put some
saying-
holy water all over your house and
Right.
yourself
At
and
first,
her. Like,
I kept saying we went to Winston-Salem State, and I was just like, this school is small.
yeah.
But the more I did my research, I was kind of feeling Winston-Salem State for her, and so
yes,
I think she would do better at a very small school. And I met a professor there, and he might have been trying to make me his. But anyways, so I've been coordinating with him, and we have been talking about the benefits that Winston-Salem State could offer my child.
I bet, yeah. I bet a whole lot of benefits. Mm-hmm.
So I've been pleased with the things that I've been hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, the campus is nice. Like I went to the student center. I met some little young boys that thought I was. I was feeling this college tour that I did, honey. I looked like I was 20. They was asking.
You don't look. You don't listen. You don't look. You're aging nice.
Thank you.
You're aging nice. Listen, it's a lot of people. So Cherie, I told you this was we're high school classmates. So it's not a lot of people that. I mean, I'm gonna speak on her. It's not a lot of people that still look her age. There's a lot of people that didn't age too good. People still tell me I look a whole lot younger than I do. I take it, okay, great. But I see a couple, my high school classmates, I'm like, hey, y'all aging beautiful. Then there's some of them, I'm like, oh my God, like, oh, life is really been rough on your ass, like, wow. But so to get started, I want to go back to something that me and Cherie had talked about last week, and it didn't even make the episode. It was actually in my outtakes or whatever. But we was talking about just like when you were having sex, setting the mood, the ambiance, having a playlist going, the candles, lights dim, all that good stuff, right? And she just said, people don't do that these days. Niggas don't do that these days. I think that was what she did say. And I kind of agreed. What do you think, Nisha?
So yeah, I agree. I feel like it doesn't matter, but it depends on who. There's some few out there that still kind of like do that, set food or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So this is why I thought about it. Yeah, right. And so this is why I thought about it, because I'm gonna put myself out there. I had looked at some porn, right? So, most people. What? Listen, I'm not the only one. I'm not gonna put y'all on the spot and ask y'all if y'all watch porn. But I'm not gonna put y'all on the spot and ask y'all if y'all watch it. But I promise you, I'm not the only one, because I guarantee you, some of the listeners and viewers probably was watching it right before they even listen to this. But anyway, so most people are like doing their own things. Cutting out the middleman. So like there was like a lot of companies that were producing it and doing all this other stuff, but most people are like doing their own thing these days, like filming their own shit, whatever else. So when you're looking at porn, like most of the porn these days, when you go to shit, they're listening to fucking trap music. You hear Little Baby, The Baby, Lil Wayne, like you hear a whole, like ain't nobody sitting in the mood, like even in the porns, like you turn on and its cheeks getting clapped to damn make me like a lollipop and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Wait, which porn are you watching in particular?
Right, I'm about to say, like,
just listen. Go to Pornhub. Go to X videos or XNAXX or whatever.
What we do? We go to porn. We turn it on mute, and then we fast forward past the.
Oh, okay. So you mute it then. Oh, okay.
The action, all that other stuff.
Oh.
Exactly.
The distraction.
So that's my problem. So that's my problem. No, I don't want to hear her talking. So that's my problem. Because if it's head, I like to hear how wet it is. The gawk and the slobber and okay. All right. So that's why I'm fucking up there, huh?
Yes, exactly. I don't want to hear that fake acting. Hi guys.
No.
Oh God, that's not fake. Just get on
to the meat and potatoes.
Well, see, I don't see all that shit. I don't. So I'll start it and I'll skip through to see what the cum scene look like. Like when he come, okay. All right. I can deal with that. Let me go find a good spot in here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? A starting spot.
We're doing too much.
More porn should be 3 minutes max. They don't need to do no introduction, no small talk, none of that. Get to the storyline. Get right to it's not necessary to have music. I'm not looking at. Now I have looked at some and be like, dang, that's a nice house in the back. And I have said that a couple times. That'd be like bougie white people porn.
Okay. Yeah, hey, black porns ain't got no ambiance in it. Them motherfuckers might be in a garage or some shit. Just it's a can of oil over here, a tire on the ground.
Just on the
bed. It's a nice bed right there in y'all ass over here on this damn hard ass floor. What the fuck? Like, okay, so all right. So I gotta mute it.
Mute and just look at everything else.
Yep, that's what I want to look at. I just want to look.
It take me too long. Listen, I'm so hypercritical.
If I hear her and she making that fake noise, like, and I'll be like, "Girl, you don't sound like you having no good time." I get mad for her.
So listen. So let me start that real quick. So I can't believe that from you, Nisha. And I'm gonna tell you why. Cherie, maybe. Because me and you are kind of different than Cherie because, me and Cherie talk often about movies and TV shows and everything. And me and you are kind of the same, Nisha, because we are very analytical when it comes to like movies and TV shows. Like I look at every fucking thing. I'll be like, man, I couldn't believe it. The nigga's shoes wasn't even tied. Like, how the hell was he running that fast and his shoes wasn't tied and he ain't trip over some shit? You know what I'm saying? So when I'll be looking at the porn, I'll be like, hold on. No, I can't watch this. That ain't just believable. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can believe Cherie might mute it and don't catch a whole lot of other stuff and find her a good part to go to it. Go find her a good part to go to it. Nisha, I can't too much believe that with you because I think you kind of got the eagle eye too. You be looking at some shit and you be like, hold on now, hold on.
I have done that. I'd be like, when I pop on it and I'd be like, they look trashy. No, ashy.
Yeah. Nigga ain't lotion his knees. I gotta turn this.
I be skimming for a minute sometimes. Be like, I'm so disgusted. Honest. Like I know these people, but yeah. So I am selective sometimes. But even so, I'm still not listening, and I'm definitely not listening to that introduction.
I got you. Yeah, I'm definitely not listening. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Hey, how you doing? Looks like you need some help with that car there. Yeah. Oh, I just broke down on the road. I don't know what could have happened. And she toots over and looks under the hood and they got no panties on. And
did you say toot over?
Yep, she toots over and all you see is lips and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, okay.
And
next video, get out of here.
Too aggressively, I got an issue with that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'd be like, why do you have to do it like that? Where the compassion?
Oh no, you ain't. No.
Not on no corn.
No. All right, but anyway, so how do y'all feel about Lil Nas X and his album cover?
I wish people would stop giving him attention.
But that's why he did it, though, right?
I mean, I was just gonna say, so of course I'm on IG on the Shade Room, and people always be saying like, little stuff about him, and I'd be like, y'all, come on, if y'all by now don't know that this boy is doing this for attention and record sales, like y'all got to be dumb. So, but
ain't that the wave of the world? Kanye and Drake did it.
Yeah.
Drake not as much, but Kanye definitely.
Yeah, I agree. So,
and this generation is all about either trolling or some fashion of it. Like that is how this generation thrives.
Very.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think Lil Nas X is gay?
Yeah, I think he's gay.
I think he is.
Okay. So y'all don't think it's part of the act or the show?
Why would he need to do that?
Hey, I mean, a lot of people sell their soul for a whole lot of things.
This is true.
Yeah. I think he is, though.
I think he is, too.
Okay.
I mean, he's really extra with it. So extra.
He is. He is.
Mm-hmm. Because I guess we different? Well, no, because I was thinking about just the history, and I think we were all kind of probably leaning towards that when the Old Town Road song came out, and then the next big song he made after that, he made that announcement that he was. So I mean, maybe not. I mean, I don't know, and I really don't care. I mean,
he is determined not to be a one-hit wonder. I mean, he is determined.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any song that he put out besides that song.
Old Time, that's the only one I know.
Right. Everything else I know him from is being controversial in media. That's it.
You're right. I mean, and like I was telling you earlier, he is the ultimate troll. He's gonna find a way to keep his name circulating and in the news. Whether it was buying a bunch of the Nikes, the Air Maxes, and putting blood in them and whatever else. Like, I mean, he's gonna find a way. And so the album cover.
What's up with Obama sending him literally baby clothes? What? I was disappointed in him.
I didn't even see that. I didn't see that.
He's due soon, in like next week, right?
Yeah. The baby is due next week, right? Isn't it? Yes, next week.
Yeah.
I just want him to go away. I'm tired of getting on social media and seeing anything about him. Like, go away.
So is it a genius idea, the album cover?
It is.
Okay.
I think it is. Everything that I think that he has done to put his name out there is genius. Like, I can't knock him.
His marketing team is amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not for us. I'll go on a ledge and say that because his music is not for me, and I'm pretty sure it's not for either one of y'all. Because I'm deaf, I won't listen. I will not. I mean, it's just not for me. I'm pretty sure. But I mean, I know he's gonna have a lot of people that listen. He's going, but I don't know. I think it's just weird. The album cover, him pregnant on it. I mean, it's a little too much. It's a little too much. I mean, I don't know. I man, 5 years. Next 5 years will be interesting to where we are at far as in masculinity and just how we look at men, how men are supposed to be, how men are viewed, and everything else. Versus with the trajectory that we're on now.
You know what I'm so confused about is what is up with this gender role stuff? Like, I went to the doctor the other day and she asked me, how do I choose to be identified as? She, thee, we, he, or I'm like, what are you talking about?
You were where?
To the doctor's office.
And they asked you that?
Wow.
So that's a thing now. I saw that was coming.
How do I identify as? She, we, thee, they, whatever. She started naming so many pronouns. I was like, girl, she.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's very interesting.
I'm so confused by that. Like, what is that about? I'm not trying to be insensitive by all means, but somebody please educate me because it's just stupid to me. It's stupid. Why you can't? Then my daughter told me that they were trying to debate whether or not they wanted to take off the sex off the birth certificates. I was like, what?
Really?
For what purpose?
Wow. It's coming, and I think in the military we're probably one more step away from that. From whether we're going how because we're already at that cup hole to where it's like, okay, we're not trying to offend anybody, but far as and I think me and Cherie talked about this because I asked her, what did she have a problem with being referred to as a female? And she was like, yeah, I'm in the military. But I think we're like one more step close to them not saying male, female, because even when we look at bathrooms in the military, it has male, female on it. Don't have the signs, it don't have the man, it don't have the woman or whatever. It has male, female.
All people.
So I think we're close. I think we are, well, they are, because I'm getting out of that organization, but they are. And we might get into that because I mean gender role might be a little might come up in one of these.
I'm gonna need to do more research on that.
But
I don't know.
That's
pronouns mean.
It's a lot. And I think I touched on it probably a couple podcasts ago when we brought up the new breastfeeding terminology to where they were like, well, we're not going to, because all people that breastfeed don't identify as women, so we might need to change the verbiage. So
they want to call it chest feeding.
But anyway, Donda and Certified Lover Boy.
Nice album.
Which one?
I like both.
Okay. I'm with you.
I'm a fan of CLB.
You're a fan of, but how did you?
So both albums are good. Donda has some songs that are good. CLB has some songs that are good. Some songs that I've skipped through that I wasn't really feeling, but yeah. For the most part, they're both good albums.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I first heard Donda, I was like, what is Kanye doing? And it seemed like it kept dragging. And after a while, some of the songs started blurring together to me. Like, I was like, didn't I just hear this song? Or they kind of sounded similar, very similar. So it kind of lost me. So I listened to it, not in one setting. I stopped, took my daughter to work, and I finished listening to like some more songs. And then I ended up like skipping through and was like, let me go to this song that I really like. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling these songs, Kanye, but I was not by no means feeling the whole album. When I actually made a post in reference to it, I say I got one word for his album, and I think I said like Zoloft or something like that. But it gave me such a somber, like depressive mode almost to a certain extent. Like I wasn't feeling like an upbeat Kanye. It was more like very serious, very like just deep. And I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting this rap album to be maybe a little mixture of like thugged out Kanye or old Kanye.
Oh,
and I was just like, I just felt like it's a reflection of him and his craziness. You know what I'm saying? With a few good hits mixed in there.
So are we gonna say craziness or mastermind?
I'm not gonna say mastermind.
Why not?
I will say no. I'm not gonna say that.
Because all of the crazy creators, producers, makers, like even the guy that made Frankenstein was a mastermind.
True. You mean, and you could be right. I'm sitting here looking at some of the names, right? And I wrote this down earlier to tell you, like, one of the songs I couldn't figure out if this was a hip hop song or if it was a religion song, because I was feeling his religious album. I mean, I play it frequently.
Okay.
I really liked it. So at some point I was getting confused. I was like, wait a minute, Kanye, is this a hip hop album or is this your gospel album? I'm confused.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was confused.
I mentioned that today.
I can't remember that song that it was, but I was just like, no, I'm not. I'm lost here.
I think his album is classified as religious. Like, I wouldn't classify it as a hip hop album.
Okay.
I would not.
And what are your thoughts on it?
I mean, some of them are good. I didn't listen to the whole thing. Just like Nisha, I wanted the old Kanye. That's what I wanted.
Wait, when you say old Kanye, which Kanye? Which old Kanye?
The Life of Pablo, Graduation, High School Dropout. You know those. You know what I mean? The old Kanye, like back in the day. That's what I was thinking that we were going to get.
All right. So I think the Life of Pablo Kanye is a little different from the College Dropout and Graduation.
It is.
It's not as good, but it's still a great one. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely have loved that, and that's what I thought we were gonna get. As far as in the album, I like it, but I don't like Kanye on it. I love the features. The features sound good. Yeah. The album sounds good, like far as in like the quality of it, the music part of it. Like you can tell it's a well put together. He has the best people working on it. And I think I put this in our group text. The only other album I think I've probably heard that sounds like this is like Rihanna's Auntie. Like when you play that, no matter what you listen to it in, it sounds good. Like it's nice quality, it's clear, it's crisp, and you like, man, this motherfucker is playing his horn. Whoever is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how, like, because Kanye got a lot of instruments in this shit, and Rihanna's Auntie albums like that. Like that shit just sounds so great, and you're like, man, it makes you want to go like Google who the hell is playing this damn whatever the fuck that was playing in that shit. You're like, man, that motherfucker is playing this shit. Like, so now as far as in Kanye on it, I could have did without a lot of the Kanye verses or whatever else. And I was really interested in listening to the album because it had a lot of my favorite artists on it, like The Lox, had Griselda. I love the Baby's verse. Lil Baby has really grown on me over the last 3, 4, 5 years, and he sounded real great on it. Jay-Z is Jay-Z. I mean, he's gonna get. I don't have any expectations for Jay-Z. I just know what he's going to do. So a lot of it's good. Now this Life of the Party song I sent y'all, I told you about. I don't know how that missed the album.
I don't know.
That would have put this album in a whole nother category for me. Like,
I am a Drake fan, but that one would have put it, he would have definitely got more streams off of that track.
That would have been a hit for him for this whole album to me.
Yep.
And I could have did without the Kanye verse on that. I could have just did with the Andre 3000 verse, but even Kanye verse wasn't bad at all. It kind of reminded me of that verse kind of reminded me of Life of Pablo Kanye. A little bit, but I could have did without it. But that Andre, oh my God, like, yeah, that song.
When he started singing,
it was good to hear him again too, though. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Cherie, I was telling Reggie.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us this. Go ahead and
I said he was so deep and spiritual on that whole little verse that he did.
Yes.
I said, I will shave all my hair off.
Yeah.
Like, stop wearing deodorant, rock a dashiki, become vegan, and start learning how to roll blunts. If that man ever said he wanted to be my piece, okay?
I'm telling you, he did that. I feel you.
I felt some type of way. Like, I wanted to live in the wilderness with him just off of that. He has such a vibe. He is such a vibe.
Okay.
I was like,
Yep, and you know what I did? I went back and listened to just his verse.
Yes, I did too. I did too.
I actually added that song on my Kanye album. That is, I had to. I can't even listen to the album without that song.
Yeah.
I can't.
I can
So,
just listen to
With
that
your boy
song.
singing at the end though.
Yeah.
I wanted him to take that part out.
I mean, it's kind of abstract. So
I also teared up. I was at work when I heard it.
it is a deep verse. It is a deep verse.
Very deep.
The whole song is deep.
Mm-hmm.
The whole song is just deep. Even with the emotion, if you listen to Kanye and how like he's singing at the end, you're just like, what? But when I listened to it, I was just like, it fits, but it doesn't fit because the whole song is just like really emotional. And then when I heard DMX, I was like, like it was so clear. I've seen that video before with him and his little girl going up in the slingshot. So I knew where it came from, but I never paid attention to the words of it until I heard that song. And it was exactly like, without the video and just hearing the words, I was like, and the fact that he's dead is just, it was emotional. Right. I was at work like, oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I was really feeling that song though. I like that song more than any song that he had.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. To me, that's probably one of the best songs of Kanye I like since Life of Pablo. And I think that's probably one of the best songs I've heard in the last year or two.
Honestly, I will give this to Kanye regardless. Lyrically, I think that Kanye is a great artist. Lyrically, the boy has skills, single-handedly. When it comes to hits, though, I believe Drake is my boy. Drake is gonna bring that star factor. Even if his shit don't rhyme, you still gonna memorize Drake's lyrics.
Yeah, because they're catchy.
So I'm on the other end from you. I think lyrically, Drake is better, superior. I think musically, or if we want to say sonically, how they say these days, I think Kanye is like the music, the sound, not necessarily his rapping, but just the music and the sound. I think Kanye is better. I think if you were to put Drake over a Kanye sound or a Kanye beat or anything, I think that would be probably your ultimate project. Yeah. I think they just complement each other in those ways. I think, and I think Certified Lover Boy, I gravitate to and I didn't do that album any justice because I just listened to that damn Life of the Party so much. Because I don't know why Drake did that, but that took away from me listening to the album because I listened to the album that night when it came out, and I woke up and my internet is on fire. This Andre 3000 verse, Drake leaked this song, and I heard, I was like, oh my god! And I have some go-tos on that Drake album. And the only thing I'm gonna say about that Drake album is I like it, but it just sounds old. A lot of the songs sound old, and I told Cherie that I like 4 or 5 of the songs I had already heard. He'd already those had leaked a while ago. So I just think it's probably just some stuff he just threw together, which Drake can do that because he's just catchy. Yeah. He's catchy. He's gonna make something and you're gonna be like, oh, like I don't like that damn I'm Too Sexy song, but you find this. But you find yourself kind of like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you find yourself kind of like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, after a while, you like, once you start hearing it, you like, and you don't have no choice but to hear it because it's everywhere. It's sexy, right?
Right. Yeah, that is so true. And so I will say too, part of the reason why I like Drake is part of the reason why, I'm a J. Cole's fan, or, I like rappers that are clear when they speak. I like for their rhymes to rhyme. Because I can memorize stuff that, rhymes because it's catchy. So it's easy for you to make a meme with one of Drake's verses because you're hearing them. They're clear. They're easy to remember. You're like, that's nice how he did that wordplay, So I just feel like Drake has a lot of star factor when it comes to, but I do feel like people hyped Loverboy up more than it.
They
And it
did.
wasn't given what it should have been given to me.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna hold either one of y'all on it, but J. Cole and Nas still are my two favorite albums of the year so far. So far. Yep. Especially that J. Cole album. Wow.
So Nas album wasn't doing it for me.
I liked it.
I don't know.
It's not as good as King's Disease 1.
Yeah, right.
But it's I don't mature Nas has grown on me. But this J. Cole album.
Yeah, I really like
it.
I've been a J. Cole for.
Of course. Well, you should be, Nisha.
I know.
You should
I love
be.
that dude.
You should
Carolina
be.
native.
Just recently, Texas decided to. Well, they went ahead and sent forward this abortion law, and it's of course a lot of controversies behind it, rightfully so. And I don't know. It's weird. I always like wondered like where these rules and laws come from. And the crazy thing is, we have a lot of memes that say men shouldn't tell women what to do. And I agree, but it ain't only men that's backing this law. But we'll blame it on men. So I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. We'll blame it on men. But just the law in general. I mean, I don't think like as far as when it comes to women, I don't think you should be able to I shouldn't be able to tell you what to do with your body in general, whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as, because these days we have to say that. Whether you're a man, woman, pansexual, whatever. I mean, it's so many terms. But Nisha, you are let's let Cherie talk. Because you actually said something earlier that I didn't even catch. And you what did you say?
Hold on, let me find it because I had it pulled up.
You said something about damn, I cannot remember.
So he is trying to defend his abortion law,
right?
With
that's what you were talking about.
With hey, we're going to eliminate rape in the state of Texas.
Dummy.
Like I don't understand his logic behind that. I really do not understand this man's logic behind that. If you're telling me that I have until 6 weeks to get an abortion to decide whether I'm going to keep my child or not, then I have an issue with that. Mm-hmm. Especially if I get raped. But he's still not making an exception for women that are raped.
No.
At 6 weeks, you're just now detecting a cardiac like heartbeat.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Half of the time, women don't even know they're pregnant at 6 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
That's his logic. That's his logic. He's going to eliminate rape in the state of Texas.
He's not going
That's his logic. That's his logic behind all of this.
Because I kept thinking, well, in order for you to be a rapist, you have to commit a rape first, right? Exactly. So isn't that a little too late?
Exactly.
Like, so how are you going to prevent it?
Right. He's not going to.
Maybe he knows something that we don't know. But it is a sad time for Texas. But I wanted to shed light to, Texas has gotten all this attention because of this recent abortion law, but there are several other states that have banned abortions before too. It's the first one, right?
Well, so a lot of them are actually about to follow in suit with Texas. I read that.
I was going to say that, and it leads me to a bigger conspiracy theory. My thing is like, what is the purpose? Are we? I mean, someone said birth rates were down, so I don't know if that's the reason. Like, were we trying to increase the population? Like, what do you benefit from this as a lawmaker by deciding another woman's fate of their body? What benefit is it to you? What do I gain from deciding what Cherie does with her body? I don't get it. It just, to me, it makes no sense whatsoever. And I'm so sad for those women in Texas, especially because there are a lot of reasons. Women have medical issues where they take medications that are considered class C, which means like you can't take it when it's during pregnancy. And sometimes when you have taken those medications for too long during a pregnancy, you can end up with, issues with the fetus. And a woman should be allowed to have that decision whether or not she wants to terminate that pregnancy or deliver a child that had come into this world that may have some issues. And to take that away from them, people always immediately look to abortion and say, oh, you're just doing it as birth control. But that is not the complete reason why women do that. Right. There is a reason why they do testing when you're pregnant, and that is to see if your child is going to come out with X amount of chromosomes, to see if you're going to have a normal child. You have the option to decline that if you don't want to know. That is an option that you have. So I used to always wonder, well, what would be the benefit of you telling me when I'm 6 months pregnant? And the option is because you as a woman have that choice whether or not you want to continue on with this pregnancy or not, or bring this child into this world knowing that they're going to have multiple health issues and that you will have a child that may not be normal. Now, some people take a gamble and say, I'm gonna roll the dice and whatever God has for me is for me. That's your decision. That is you and whatever law, religion, or whatever that you practice by. But this is America, and everybody does not have that same faith base. Everybody does not believe that abortion is going to take you to hell. And you should not be applying these decisions on other people just because it's your decision. Same way, and I know this is off the subject, but if we're going to be pro-choice about vaccines, let's be pro-choice about abortions. Let everybody decide what they want to do with their body.
Right.
I'm not going to force my beliefs on you the same way I don't want you to force your beliefs on me. And so whatever, and I feel strongly like how you as a man feel comfortable making decisions about women's body when you don't know nothing about them body parts.
So do y'all think we put religion, it plays too big of a role into those things that we look far as in, I guess, our laws and how we do things?
We pick and choose when we want to.
Oh, we absolutely do. But should religion be removed from it? Should religion be removed from it?
I think so. Everybody has different beliefs. So
our forefathers, if I remember correctly, in social studies, that was the whole reason why church and state was versus each other, because they wanted the state to have rules outside of their church.
Right.
Even to this day, it still should be that way.
It should.
The very reason why we don't say the Lord's Prayer in school anymore. They remember we used to say that when we were little. You used to say the national anthem.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Right. You don't even say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore because the one word that's in there was religion.
God. Yep.
Yeah. So, but now we want to take into account, we're not going to do abortions anymore because we believe in God.
So, well, to get in the law, and what really, when an issue came out, I looked at it, I'm like, no, this shit is dumb. Like this. So if a woman was to get an abortion, and let's just say I saw either one of you two ladies and y'all are pregnant today, 3 days later, y'all wasn't. Y'all would have had an abortion. I could actually sue y'all for having an abortion, and I could sue the doctor that actually performed the procedure. And if y'all had someone that took you there or picked you up and drove you home, I could sue them too because they helped you. Like that, I don't like that. Where do we come up with that, and where in the hell does that make any kind of sense? Like, and just the payout on it in general, like what's to stop people from even like wanting to do that? Because y'all know people want money.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the payout, I'm like, wow, like they really like, I don't know. Like the logic behind it is just it's crazy, but it.
So what you're gonna have is you're gonna have a lot of neighboring states, which
Mhm.
is Mississippi, but it'll be California, and then we'll talk
Mexico,
about in a second.
New
Yeah,
Mexico,
those places
yeah,
will start taking
Oklahoma.
in a lot. They're gonna have a large increase
Mhm.
of abortion
Yeah,
patients.
yeah,
And they're gonna
absolutely.
capitalize off of those
Right.
because
Yeah,
Texas is.
yeah,
But if you're
I mean,
poor
you
and can't
shouldn't, but
afford to get to those states, then you just gonna end up having
exactly.
a baby.
Yeah.
yeah. Unless it's one of them, one of those states are going to follow suit with Texas. Which I mean, these days, I don't know. Like everything is so damn dumb. But I do side with y'all women because I believe that y'all should have the right to, especially if you were raped, and that's nothing that like because I thoroughly believe a child is just going to be a reminder of that tragic event in your life. If you don't want to be reminded of that, you don't want to keep that child, then you should have the option to not keep that child. And
Right.
however, and other women, there are some women that have tried to get government assistance. Well, for some reason they couldn't get government assistance, and they don't have a way to take care of this baby because maybe they have 2 or 3 other babies, and so
Right.
their rational option was, well, this child is not, really developed yet or whatever else they may think, so I'm just going to have an abortion. Now they can't even do that. And so now they bring a child into the world and they can't get no assistance, no help, no nothing because whatever else, So, I mean, for whatever reasons women are deciding to have an abortion, I think that should be their choice and their choice only.
I'm going to say this to
Yeah.
any women that might be listening, living in a state where you're not allowed to have an abortion. And if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you were date raped or any unlikely situation where you've had sex and now a child may result from that sexual encounter, please, you go to the emergency room and tell them what happened, and they will give you the morning after pill. That is going to be your first line defense because unfortunately, what's done has been done. Either the sexual encounter occurred and now you regret it, or say you got raped. Your best line defense is going to be the morning after pill.
Hmm.
And then better to do it early than later. So
And yeah, later and then regret and be caught up in
yeah.
all those fucking loopholes.
Yeah.
Let's get off this sad subject because you just like made me want to be like, anyway, so I want to try to read this shit. But I don't want to read too much of it because there's a bunch of emojis and shit in here. But I saw this on social media, and I think well, we'll talk about it. So it says, I did not steal your woman. I took her away from you. You remember the time you spent the whole day without checking up on her? Guess what? I was checking up on her every minute to make sure she was fine. Do you remember the time you neglected her and didn't give her any attention? She told me about it, and I gave her my time when she needed company. I gave her my ears when she said she needed someone to talk to. I also gave her my shoulder when she needed to cry. While you thought she's going to chase after you, we were busy enjoying each other's company, and you were our last worry. Oh, did you know the more you tried to hurt her, she was the more you brought her closer to my arms. While you thought she had sleepless nights, I was making sure she didn't go to bed with a broken heart and tears in her eyes. While you thought she was crying over you, oh no, I was cracking jokes for her and saying corny things that made her laugh. Guys, never treat your woman like other men won't fall for her. If you don't appreciate and love her or respect her, another man will. Every woman needs to be loved and appreciated.
Nisha, I'll let you go.
What? Say that again. I missed that. I missed that. Say that again.
I was telling her to go, and then she was telling me to go.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, I read this,
Mhm.
and I said, sound like she had a little sneaky link.
Mm.
Initially was my first thought.
Okay.
And when you look at it, you could be like, that's right. You know, you don't treat your woman right. Somebody else gonna get her. But I don't care how you look at it. That is a woman that was socializing with another man, spending time with another man, and she decided, you know what? I'm not happy in this relationship, so I'm going to continue on with this other relationship that I started.
Let me ask you a
And
question real quick.
yeah, go ahead.
Is she cheating?
Yeah, it's cheating.
Okay, all right. Continue on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Nisha.
No, go ahead, Sheree.
Yeah, I agree with Nisha. That's exactly what it is. This is not someone new. You know, this is someone she's been communicating with on the side. You know, she vents to this person about all her problems. This man tells her everything she wants to hear
Mhm.
because her man that she's currently with is not doing it for her no more.
Okay.
So she's getting that attention from somebody else.
Yep.
Okay.
She's getting the attention from somebody else. And
So-
yes, she is cheating. Even it may not have been physically in the act, it's emotional.
Okay. And that's the line a lot of you women use, you know, when, well, y'all didn't touch each other, but look at these text messages, y'all are emotionally or whatever, verbally cheating or whatever. So yeah, all right, gotcha. All right. So when I initially read this on Facebook, you know, I was looking at the comments. A lot of women were like Nisha said, yes, that's how it's supposed to be. Find you a real man, girl. Blah blah blah. But I'm wondering. I'm like, well, if this was a man, well, if this was a woman saying this, you know, oh, I took your man because you wasn't paying attention to him. You wasn't this. You wasn't that. You wasn't being a partner or helping him. You wasn't being his piece. It would be looked at as this man was cheating, or this other woman was a home wrecker or whatever else, blah blah blah, right?
Yep.
So why are all these women like championing this man for saying I stole your woman? Obviously, if he stole her, it wasn't his woman to begin with.
Exactly. If you're committed to someone, nobody can steal you. Another man shouldn't be able to enter your life or whatever and steal you from whoever
But you
you're
know,
currently with.
so actually, me and you, Sheree, we kind of talked about this before. And I don't know if you agree with me, but I said because I saw this somewhere. I said, you know, one of the worst things another man can do is give your woman, I guess, some kind of different confidence that she may not have. I.e., like he can, like, you can be doing all the right things, and here comes Mr. Millionaire. It's like, oh, he don't buy you Gucci purses just for blah 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 blah. I give my women that all the time, and now she's thinking like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying all women are like that, but a lot of people are intrigued with things that they don't know or don't get. So of course, like a man, just like a woman could tell your man like she don't give you head just because.
Yep.
And then he's thinking like, he may not want to act on anything, but he's like, he might be a little interested in this woman now because, you know, she just sparked his interest. Like, damn, yeah, like, why don't I get head just because?
Yeah. And with that being said, is the very reason why I think that when people are in relationships, you have to be mindful of the opposite sex relationships that you have outside of your man or your woman.
Mhm.
Because say for instance, Reggie, me and you were together, right? And then She's been your friend. So I allow you to continue to maintain your relationship with your female friends because
Right.
these are your friends prior to you meeting me. But you now, me and you have issues and you start complaining about, you tell Cherie, like, man, like she ain't giving me head.
Oh yeah.
She ain't doing none of the things. She ain't giving me back rub. She ain't checking on me. She ain't doing blah, blah, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So Cherie can be one or two ways. What? She ain't doing that. She could at least do this. She could at least do that. I do this for my man, or if you were my man, I would do this, 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 and this, and this. Being an old pick me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and then if
Yep.
Cherie had you, Cherie wouldn't be doing none of them things either. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Very
And
true.
then you have some females that either don't want you or they already got their own man and happy in their relationships and know that, hey, Reggie, every woman ain't perfect. And if you knew that, this is something that you need to sit down and communicate with your woman about and tell her, like, babe, you used to do these things. And I kind of miss when you did this. I kind of miss when you used to rub my feet. I miss when you used to give me head. You know, I miss X, Y, and Z, and let it be an open communication and let you know, like, hey, Reggie, I'm sure some things that you didn't do in the first beginning of your relationship either. This is something that you need to talk about with your woman. You know,
Right.
it's called work in a marriage. It's called work in a relationship, and people fall short. You know, everything not going to be 100 the way it was in the first beginning. And I tell people this all the time. You have to be careful of those opposite sex relationships, what type of advice these opposite sex friends are giving you, because all advice that they give you is not good advice. And if you don't have a friend that's riding for you, I could be your friend and support you and tell you if I feel something is wrong or you're being treated badly, but that opposite sex friend should not be Miss Debbie Downer and just being negative towards your relationship. Because at the end of the day, she needs to remember that y'all not together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And even if you wasn't together, you weren't gonna choose her. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I wanted to say back to your story, if you go back and read it and just change the word, take out woman and put man, or in she and put he, there you go. It reads, if I wrote this to Cherie and tell her, I didn't steal your man, I took him away from you. You know, you remember the time, you know, if I read that to another woman, that's like Shirley, you know, telling me about
Woman to woman, yeah.
Like what?
Woman to woman. Hey, Barbara, this is Shirley. Yep. Absolutely.
Right. So she was a hoe. She had him number on speed dial, and he was whispering sweet nothings in her ear, making it seem like I could do this for you and I could do that. Yeah. Okay. You want them troubles? Go ahead and take them, sweet.
You know, I started to screenshot some of the comments, but I just found it so crazy to how many women were, and don't get me wrong, there were a lot of women that was like, nah, she was cheating. She ain't supposed to happen like this. But there were a lot of women that were like, you go, girl. Like, this how it's supposed to be. Like, this a real man. Where I find a man that like this. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, take note. If you don't treat your woman right, this is what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. But these same women would not be saying this shit if it were, because I can say, you know what, this woman could be, well, not me saying this, but this woman could be treating me right 100%. But the things she's doing are not the things that I like expect or I like. Like, she might just like be doing everything right that she thinks is right, but I need someone that's going, you know, talk to me, that's going to do this or do that, not someone that's going to do whatever she's doing. So, okay, I went outside our relationship and found someone that's going to talk to me and listen to me talk. Or I went outside the relationship and listen and found someone that's going to play damn PlayStation with me or something. Like, I'm, you know, if I was a gamer and I'm like, you know, she don't play games with me. She just like hates games and she this and that. So I went out and found somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it could be like, all this shit that this man's saying, like, he don't even know really what the fuck is going on in his house. Like, this woman could just be saying like, yeah, I was crying and he didn't want to. Well, the motherfucker might have been had to go to work because your ass don't work, and if he don't if he don't go to work, these bills ain't gonna get paid. So I mean, there's a whole bunch of other things. I'm not gonna get you started me showing that, but I mean, but I mean, I don't know. Just looking at it, you know, it's just I don't know, like just the whole, you know, while you were doing this or doing that or whatever else, because I think that can apply to a whole lot of, you know, things, you know, towards opposite sex too. You know what I'm saying?
I always tell people if I could build a man, ooh, if I could build a man. Like, I have deep conversations with one. I like how the other one, I like how he looks, everything about him, his swag, his finances is together. And then I have one that is just like a cornball, goofball, but he is like, we get each other. I need them three to come together and
Man, you know what I be telling people? It's lonely out here in these streets. You better find one that you can deal with and make it work. Cause you ain't gonna find somebody that check all the boxes.
That's true. But it's interesting, and I say this and I share this with the world today. But I have one that, I've had one in the past that could bang my back out. Like, it was really good. But we didn't connect. It was physically, we were made for each other. But mentally.
You mean sexually?
What did I say?
Physically. You said physically. I mean, that's a form of physical, but
She said physical. You said it right.
Physical.
I mean, that's a form of physical. I mean,
that man could touch me on my hand, and it was close. Yeah, you seen two people come together and they be like trying to, they can't get close enough to each other. Yeah, that was me. Okay, yeah, but anyhow, but after that, it was like, go home now. Because we didn't have like anything in common.
Kind of like the porn after you finish watching, like, oh.
Like, you just got some right.
You can go.
Close the damn tablet, like, oh, why is that shit? Yeah, I'm turning my shit face down.
Afterwards, like, why you don't? I'd ask him something about what was going on in the world, and I don't know, I ain't paying attention to that shit. What?
I had put in them. They'll tell me about. I had put in them. They'll tell me about some damn love and hip hop shit. I didn't. I asked you about the world. Don't tell me about no damn love and hip hop or what happened on Tyler Perry's new show. Like, no. We talking about the world.
No. You always over there on that phone on Facebook. Actually, I'm not, sweetie. I'm over here reading a book. I can't. I just need to build a bear.
Build a man.
So,
build a man.
As far as and we'll get ready to wrap this up. But was that a case of complacency in relationships?
You talking about the text? What you just read?
Yeah. Because I think, it could be. I think a lot of it is because we all have and I'm not a big subscriber into the love languages thing, but a lot of people are. And so, I mean, it could be a simple case of, because a lot of people don't subscribe to that or don't take the opportunity to say, okay, well, she likes flowers on Tuesday, or he likes hamburger helper on Thursdays. That's how I get it, or whatever else. These are just generic examples. But just like paying attention to these key things that this person likes, and I think that can be a simple case of it. And I think that can easily be avoided by just by simple communication. Because I mean, a lot of the stuff that was talked about, neglecting and she needs somebody to cry and all this other stuff. I've been in those situations myself, as a man, to where, there were certain things I needed from, the particular person I was talking to, and I didn't get it because she just didn't know how to, I guess, be that person I was, or be what I needed in that particular instance, because I guess she never took the opportunity to, I guess, tap into me like that. Okay, he seems a little emotional. He's kind of, I feel like he's shut down. He don't want to talk. He's kind of, closed himself off. Whatever else, like, so I don't know. Interesting.
sit on somebody's couch?
I do. I do. I have a therapist. You know, they told me, well, you know, you're about to get out, so I think we need to refer you to the VA. So I was like, well, who am I going to talk to until then? Well, what you mean? Well, like, oh fuck.
What do you mean? Well,
Yeah,
can I get a referral?
yeah,
Turn
damn.
you off.
Damn. Oh man, like whatever.
Yeah,
But
that's funny.
it is
I do feel that a lot of relationships suffer from us being attracted to the wrong things and people instead of the right things.
so before we close this out, tell me more. Explain that.
Meaning that so a lot of times like we have this idea or certain things about a person attracts you to them without realizing that that person may not be exactly what you need. They may not be a good fit for you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Meaning that a female you might like, she might look good, she might check all the boxes for you. Or and it might even feel right at that time. You know, when you know feelings is, you know, in the first beginning, but you might later find out that that person may not emotionally be there for you. If you're saying that, hey, I'm an emotional person and I need somebody that's going to be an open communicator with me, it is a good chance that this chick may not be a good communicator. She is lacking in that department. And not only that, but she might be lacking in something else too. But you mask it because you feel like, well, overall, she's this. And when it comes down to it, in all relationships, it should be about the communication and how you deal with these problems that you're later going to come up.
I agree. So it's funny that you said that because I was talking to a friend earlier and I said, when you first meet a person, you're not truly meeting that person. You're meeting a representative. And he was like, well, you know, that's true. And everybody has hidden agendas, some good or some bad, which I completely agree with. You know, the hidden agendas are, hey, I want to get with this person because of, you know, let me see if I can get her in a bed or whatever. That's a bad agenda, right? And then a good agenda may be like, hey, I see something in this person. This person can help me. This person can make me grow. So yeah, so I completely agree with you. When you first meet someone, you're truly not meeting them. You're meeting a representative of who that person is. And then maybe 6 months, maybe sooner than 6 months, you'll start seeing the real person. Hey, I can't communicate with this person. We only connect on a sexual level and that's it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it happens like that.
So is there a because I think well, I don't know. I think at times I require a different kind of communication. Like I love communication that's deeper than the surface level. Like,
right.
I like
mental
to.
stimulation.
I think I'm a thinker. Like, but
right.
a lot. But so a lot of women I meet, they claim that, but they're not that. They're more or less, you know, very surface level, and don't you know. I guess I'm not gonna say challenge me or make me think mentally, but I think it applies. You know, I don't know. Whatever. I had something I was going to say, but
The reason why I
because
said
it's
that is
something that
because
you
I
said.
do the reason why I said what I said was because I happen to have two married friends right now that are suffering from, it seems like all my friends are married, but I have friends that have been married for a long time and they know what works in their marriage. They know their partner's strengths and weaknesses, and they're not a problem to them because what they need for that marriage is what's keeping them grounded. And I also know a couple that's been married for maybe about 6-7 years, and they complain about what the other does not do. And I'm like, why are y'all still together? But they are together to me, for all of the wrong reasons. Because of, like Cherie said, because they were intrigued by this
the unknown
facade that they met, and that this idea that they have of what a relationship should look like. And oh, they're a great provider. They have this title. They have this, and she really is a good person, or he really is and I like this about a man, and he's a good man. Everybody that's a good catch isn't a good catch for you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And so I think that people don't realize that. Like I know a man right now that I would marry him right now to this day. But there are things that I want in a man that he is lacking. And it's nothing against him. He's a good catch for somebody, but I don't want him. I don't want him because he is not a good communicator.
Okay.
We don't have an open, I can't talk to him. I can't say something to him, and he not jump defensive. Because even as a friend, we have had certain conversations, and he never mind. It's the wrong person.
I be doing that shit. She make me grab my head and like, oh.
Right. So you know what I'm saying. You just be like, oh.
Okay.
Have you told him, hey, I need you to communicate with me more? And
so
it's even worth it.
Grown people.
But I think the hard thing is that there's just not anything that you just say I'm gonna do. Like either you are or you aren't. Some people like are talkers. Some people can talk, but they may not be the type of person that can talk and actually like hold a good conversation with you.
Right.
Some people are like that intellectual type. Like, damn, like that motherfucker really stumped me and made me think. Like I love conversating or communicating with this person because like anytime I feel like I learn something from them, or they challenge me to want to learn or look some shit up or know more. So yeah.
Great.
I agree. But ladies, it was fun talking with y'all. I enjoyed y'all. I don't know why it took so long for me to be, have all women on, but it happened. And I'm glad it did. I liked it.
Invite me back with Cherie.
Yeah,
I will.
It was fun.
I will. We'll do it again. I got some good topics. But Cherie, ma'am, you got anything you want to say before we close this out? You want to plug yourself, any IGs, any socials, any coming ventures, anything you want to tell us?
I don't. I'm boring, y'all. Very boring. But my IG is reddiamond_85. And my Facebook is just Cherie Owens. Thank you again, Reggie, for inviting me. Dre, hold it down for us.
Dre, we missed you.
Yeah, I miss my guy. I talked to him the other day. He going through some personal things himself, man. We had to, talk and console each other, but that's what we're supposed to do. I love male bonding. Like I got a few men friends that I can actually talk to and like, man, I love you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's missing. That's missing with a lot of us like men in relationship wise, because it's not said a lot. But I would definitely, hate for something to happen, when I didn't, express my love for Dre or any other male that I felt that way about, It's,
Well, Cherie, I would tell you to call me, but last time I met one of Reggie's friends, it didn't end.
Oh Lord. Well, so Cherie is different. Cherie is different. But you gain some very good information and knowledge from that.
I did. Yeah.
And before you sign off, I have actively eliminated certain people out of my life throughout the last couple months within this year, that wasn't actually doing me any good, whether I knew it or not. And I think, that particular person was one, because then when I look back at certain instances, and then when I talk to people, they're like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, that's the reason why such and such was mad, or such and such said, because, it was some shit I didn't even say. And then, certain people, like, I saw this post that said, y'all loyalty is different. When y'all get mad, y'all go pillow talking or do this da 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 da. And that's, I don't know, that shit is weird to me. I never understand it, but I mean, I don't, our relationship, Nisha. I have a relationship with Cherie. Y'all are, if we conversate and talk, I feel like there are certain things I might be able to say, to y'all in confidence that I would not expect to hear back. If we were ever to like have a fallout out, we didn't talk, and then soon, the next day we had that fallout, someone come to me and like, hey, Cherie or Nisha told me that you said X, Y, Z, and da da da. I'm like, what? But that's for another day.
If
messy
people Texas ever got out about the people we be talking about,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to kill you, Rich.
So we got a particular classmate that I feel like that has happened, but but whatever. I mean,
yeah, because we be talking about folks.
But but no, listen. But the thing is, like, people will tell what you say, but won't tell what they said. Like, oh, I didn't. Well, only we was talking. Yeah, I did say that, but that motherfucker brought that conversation up, and they said blah blah blah. I guess they didn't tell you that shit though. But anyway, Nisha, close this out so we can get out of here. We'll start a whole nother podcast. We will start a whole nother podcast.
When secrets get out.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I appreciate you having me on the show tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Good vibes, good combo. And we should do this again.
I'm sure this is fun.
Check me out 9/11 I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Shay and Silk. And my website is www.shayandsilk.com. Shayandsilksoap.com. I cannot talk tonight. I'm so sorry, people.
I'm looking you up right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's all I gotta add. And wear your mask. Not mask, but mask. Wear your mask.
She's slinging that soap, y'all. Go check out. I'm going to send you my address again because I feel like you got it because you have sent me stuff here before. Matter of fact, so you do have, but I'll send it again. It don't matter.
Reggie, if those text messages were from last year, I no longer have those. I deleted.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Don't tell me. Listen, I don't even want to know if you deleted our text thread or not, so I'm not going to ask you. Because I feel like they should, they should still be there.
And then I delete them.
I feel like they should still be there because I think I can go back to, I don't know, I probably can go back to our very first text message. But anyway, I probably will before we get, oops, I'm calling you, my bad. But anyway, yes, check her out. She's slinging soap. I'm going to send you my address so I can get a new one. Yeah, she's a soap lady, not the soap bae. She's a soap lady.
No, not the soap bae.
Who's the soap bae?
I don't know. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. We're not going to be petty like Michelle. Michelle, what Michelle say?
Who?
Michelle Obama. What is she saying?
When they go low, we go high.
You're right. You're absolutely right. So that's what we're gonna do. But listen, thank you two ladies for joining me and having this good conversation with me. I definitely wanted two women on because I did want to discuss the abortion law that Texas is doing, and what better to have on than two women.
Ladies, get your birth control pills in the state of Texas.
And keep them paying. Listen,
IUD. If you can't afford it, go to the health department. It's only like $5-10. They give out free condoms. I'm telling y'all, it is multiple forms of birth control. We out here. Don't be out here slipping because Texas said you cannot abort them babies.
Mm-hmm. And keep some Plan Bs on hand if you like. Just
plenty. I think they about $50-$60.
Yes, they are. Yes, no, they are. They are. You go to those CVS or something, they like you'll be like, oh, what the fuck? But if you're in the military, ladies,
don't let a fun time turn into a terrible time.
You can go
IUDs, birth control pills, Nexplanons, inbox me. I'm a nurse. I'm your guru on women's health. I can tell you pros and cons of each one, the different forms. If you got hormonal problems, worried about acne, worried about gaining weight, I'll tell you which one might be for you. Don't be out here slipping. Don't be out here talking about, oh, I didn't know I just got pregnant. No. 2021, and there's free information that I'm willing to give you and where you can go get it. So.
Yes, but thank you. Thank everybody for listening. Dre, take care. Love you, my guy. Like I said, whenever you're ready to come back, you got the opportunity, the chance. Unapologetic is going to be here. We're going to get back on. But for everybody else, thank you for tuning in, listening, watching. Continue to support. Go support Nisha. Go follow Cherie. As always, we're unapologetic, we're unfiltered. Thank you for tuning in. We will see y'all next week. We out of here.
Bye.
You know what it is. Thanks for listening to another episode of Unapologetic, the podcast. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Better follow me.